Svena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Mahyam Tadanti Swapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishada Namsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavani Shri Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So today we'll see something about the Damodar Leela. Why Krishna was being tied by Mother Yashoda and why is it called Damodar? What's so special in this month? So actually this Leela of Damodar Leela, which happened in the day on the day of the Diwali day, which happens to be this month. Then what happens here is this is Damodar. Dama means what? Udara means what? Can someone unmute and say what is Dama? What is Udara?
Udara means stomach.
Damodar means it is a wooden plank kind of thing, and Udar is a stomach.
Udar is stomach, but Dama is what? No.
Rope.
Damo is large. Rope.
Dama is rope. Okay. So Damo Udara. So yes. Yeah. So the special arti that is done, that is Damodar arti, which is done like 4 times. You can light a Kartik diya, which is called the ghee lamp, and offer 4 times over the feet, 2 times over the abdomen, and 3 times over face, and 7 times all around. Okay, and then yes, so Dama means rope and Udara means abdomen. So one who has been tied by a rope to his abdomen, that is Damodara. So Krishna is called Damodara. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So Damodara is this particular form of the Lord. So if you have different pictures of the Lord in form of Jagannath, in form of Gaurnita is Krishna, Radha Krishna, they're all Krishna only, Ladu Gopal. But then this specific form, this is called the Damodar form. This is so special in this month. If you don't have a picture, you can take a printout, or maybe you keep your mobile and then keep the Damodar, because Krishna can appear in different forms, in Archa Vigraha form, like a deity. It's mentioned in Bhagavatam. It can be made up of metal, it can be made up of stone, it can be made up of clay, it can be a wood, it can be metal, then it can be some kind of this thing, what do you say, picture. A picture is also the Lord. Okay, so if you have picture at home, that's also a Lord. So that's why this picture is so important. And we'll see why Yashodamaya is tying. And you see Krishna. So all of you have finished level 1 Bhagavad Gita, and we know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says, Matta paradaram naniyat kinjitasti dhananjaya. There's nobody superior to him. That means nobody above him, equal to him. Even death personified Yamaraj is scared of Krishna. But Krishna is scared of Yashodamaya. What's happening here? So this happened in Gokul, the sweet pastime in Gokul, and why Krishna was tied. And you can see Krishna's eyes with so much of fear. He's a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can bind him. But Yashodamaya bound him with the rope of love. Okay, so we'll see. Can all of you raise your hand who all want to read? You can raise your hand so that I can unmute each one by one. Yes, Amrita, start reading.
Once seeing that her maid servant was engaged in different household work, Mother Yashoda personally churned butter. While she churned butter, she sang the wonderful childhood pastime of her son Krishna and relished thinking of him. At the time, Krishna appeared there and was hungry. He wanted her to stop churning the butter and feed him first.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So what happened here is, this is the pastime which happened the first. Okay, at first what happened? Keep your hands raised. I'll keep unmuting you for the next pastime. So yes, so the Yashoda Maya was personally coming and churning butter. So put in the chat, how many cows did Yashoda Maya have? Any idea? How many cows? So Yashoda Maya is personally doing, okay. So much of cow, so much of butter is in the house, and the maid servants used to do 1 lakh, no. 7 lakh, no. Close by. Yeah, somebody got it right. 9 lakh. Okay, so Yashoda Maya have 9 lakh cows. Just imagine 9 lakh cow, how much butter will be there at home? Some 5-10 cows also, so much butter, milk. But then 9 lakh cows, imagine. So the problem was not in the quantity of the butter, the problem was in the quality of the butter. The maid servants used to make, because Yashoda Maya is the queen of Vrindavan. She don't have to do any work. But then she was thinking, gopis are all coming and complaining to me. Arey, your Lala, Krishna, he's stealing butter from our house. And Yashoda Maya is tired of hearing this. Every day they come and say, you know what happened today? Your Lala came with all your friends. Even he took monkeys and came and he fed all of them, broke the butter pot, and he's stealing butter from the gopis' house. So Yashoda Maya started thinking, what is wrong with my butter? At my house also there are 9 lakh cows and there are so much butter available. Still Krishna is going to the gopis' house and stealing. So the quality of the butter is not good because the servants are making. So Yashoda Maya thought herself that she herself will churn butter today so that Krishna will like it. And Krishna won't go to the gopis' house and steal. But Krishna went to steal from the gopis' house. That is gopis' desire. Now, when gopis saw Krishna being fed by Mother Yashoda, they thought, "Oh, Krishna is the prince of Vrindavan, and he's the king's son. Why should he come to the gopis' house who are very poor to get the butter?" So they didn't say anything. They felt bad inside, and they were thinking, they had a desire. We wish that Krishna come to a house and take butter and go. Then they thought, how will Krishna come to a house of a poor person? Then they also desired, like, let Krishna come and take butter, but nobody should see it. That's why Krishna went and stole the butter, because that was their wish, desire. And Krishna is also Navanita Chora. He's famous as Braja Parasidam Navanita Choram Gopangananam Chatukula Choram Aneka Janmarchita Papa Choram Choragraganyam Purusham Namami. So Krishna is famous as Braja Prasidam Navanita Choram. He is famous as Navanita Chor or Bhattadif in Vrindavan. And he also steals our heart. So the heart is compared to a butter which melts and is very soft of the devotee. So Krishna takes it. And Krishna does one more thing. Anega janmarchita papa choram. Whatever papa, sin we have done in so many janmas. Aham tvam sarva papibhya, Krishna says, 18 chapter 66 sloka. So he'll take all the papas or sins also which we did. Right? So Krishna is very famous like that. So here Krishna likes butter and Mother Yashoda personally is doing it. Why she has to do personally? She already got Krishna. Already Krishna is in her house. Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are we doing devotional service, reading Bhagavad Gita and all? To understand Krishna, to get Krishna. But she already got Krishna. She's in the high Valsalya Ras. Krishna himself is the son of hers. Still she's doing devotional service. Prabhupada says, even if you become a pure devotee, an Uttamadhikari, you should not leave devotional service. And then what was she doing? Kaam karte raho, naam japte raho. Like you do your material work, but then you keep chanting. So she's doing that. She's chanting the pastimes of her son, thinking and relishing it. That's what we should do. Always think about the sweet pastimes of the Lord. And then Krishna wanted to stop the churning on butter and feed him first. Krishna is hungry now. Now, why stop churning the butter? Because Krishna is like, why are you doing all these devotional service? To get me now. See, I came. Now stop churning and take look at me. So Krishna stopped the churning by Mother Yashoda. Yes, Rajaita Mataji, can you read?
Yes, Mataji. Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap and started feeding him. While Krishna was sucking the milk, Mother Yashoda smiled and enjoyed the beauty of her child, Krishna.
Okay, so now here what happened? It is said that there's a competition happening here. When Krishna looks at Mother Yashoda and Krishna is so happy drinking the milk, Mother Yashoda's love increases double. and then her milk also increases, and Krishna is again drinking the milk. Krishna's tummy gets full, and Krishna is happy. Seeing that, again Mother Yashoda becomes happy. So there's a competition happening between them. And then what happened here is it's a sweet pastime between the mother and child, that relationship. And just imagine, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the lap of Mother Yashoda, right? And this is pure Valsalyaras. Even after Krishna ate mud in Vrindavan and showed the universe in his mouth, just Yogamaya covered Yashodamaya. Why? Krishna don't want the Vrindavan Vasis to know he is God. Why? Because the sweet rasas will get disturbed. When Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, he didn't want the Vrajavasis to know that he is God. So immediately Yogamaya covered, and everyone took a stick and started supporting Govardhan. So similarly, even after seeing the universe in the mouth, Yashodamaya completely forgot what happened, because Krishna wants to remain like a small child in Vrindavan, so that the pure pastimes of his devotees don't get altered. But when he go to Mathura and Dwaraka, he is Dwarakatish and he is the prince. And when he go to Kurukshetra, everyone respects him. But he don't want that in Vraja. In Vraja, Krishna is a sweet, simple boy. And Vrajavasis also don't want to know that Krishna is God. Okay. And then the third time, what happened? Yes, Dikshit?
Hare Krishna Mataji. While Krishna was sucking the milk, Mother Yashoda smiled and enjoyed the beauty of her child Krishna.
This also you read.
Suddenly, the milk which was on the stove began to boil over. Just to stop the milk from spilling, Mother Yashoda at once put Krishna aside and went to the stove. Left in that state by his mother, Krishna became very angry, and his lips and eyes became red in rage. He pressed his teeth and lips, and taking up a piece of stone, he immediately broke the butter pot. He took butter out of it, and with false tears in his eyes, he began to eat the butter in a secluded place.
Hare Krishna. So what happened here? Yes. So when Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna, the milk on the stove, it was kept in a pot. It started overflowing. Like when sometimes it happens, no? Like you forget that unless you keep it in a milk cooker, you forget that it's been boiling, and then you come out, and unless you smell the burning smell, and you like, oh, I kept the milk, and you run to the kitchen. By then it's all over everywhere. So you always stand near the milk to see whether it's coming up or something. So you're always there. So in a stove you can regulate, but here in the firewood you can't regulate the heat. So unless you're there. So Yashodamaya could get that burn smell. Now what's happening here? The Acharyas comment that the cow's milk are also ready to serve Krishna. But there, such sweet pastime is happening between mother and child that the more Krishna smiles, the more milk Yashodamaya have, and the more he drinks. So the cow's milk, who will drink? Krishna won't drink. So the cow's milk were thinking, oh, why are we boiling for? For whom are we boiling? And they commit suicide. So it is commented by the Acharyas that the milk is overflowing and going into the fire because they're committing suicide, because they're in separation from Krishna and they want to serve Krishna. Now, what did Yashodamaya do? She kept Krishna there and went and she attended the stove. She took care of the cow's milk. So whatever Yashodamaya did here, is it right or wrong? She was feeding Krishna, and then she kept Krishna there, and she ran to the kitchen to save the milk. Just put yes or no in the chat. Is it right or not? She left the Supreme Personality of Godhead and she went to the kitchen for some 1 liter milk. Yes, is it right? Okay, no, I get mixed replies, but most of them are like, as a mother, it's right, but not for a devotee. That's a nice answer. Okay. She should have folded. Okay. So, yeah, let's see why is it right or wrong. We'll see what happened here. Now, Yashodamaya is a pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, she is Nitya Siddha, or she is eternally liberated. Nobody can become the mother of the Lord. Right? And then, yes, in this pastime, she is like in Valsalyaras. But then, what is she doing is she's going to save the cow's milk from getting burned, or she is using that cow's milk in Krishna's service. So the cow's milk is also like devotees or Vaishnavas who's ready to serve Krishna. Now, there are different types of devotees. Does anyone know how many types of devotees are there? We all say we are devotees, but there are different types of devotees. Can someone unmute?
Mataji, may I?
Yeah.
First, we have the Kanishta Adhikari, the one who has a tender faith for the Lord.
Yes.
And he has a tendency to make sins, to commit sins. Second is Madhyatma Adhikari. He is
Madhyama.
Madhyama Adhikari. He has a firm faith towards the Lord, and
Yes.
he is the one who is initiating devotees,
Hmm.
and he's firm in his devotional service, and he has the least tendency of committing any sinful actions. And the last one is Uttama Adhikari, is the one who meditates on the Lord's pastimes inside his heart and does not like to be disturbed by
Yeah.
any other. So they have even firmest faith compared with the other two categories.
Yes. So we have like okay. So we have like Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Adhikaris. So a Kanishta Adhikari is someone who sees only Krishna in the temple. Oh, here's Krishna in the temple, and or the deity, that's Krishna. He won't see anybody else. But a Madhyama Adhikari means as you do devotional service and comes up, you come to know that Krishna is not alone. The king is never alone. He's always with his ministers and everywhere. So similarly, Krishna is not alone. He is surrounded by his devotees. And Krishna says, Mat Bhaktya Puja Adhikam, my devotees are greater than me. And also Lord Shiva says to Mother Parvati, Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnur Aradhanam Param Tasmat Paradaram Devi Tadiyana Samarchanam. Out of all the worship, Lord Vishnu's worship is the best. But even better than that is Tadiyana Samarchanam, his devotees getting worshipped. Like when we praise about Sudama, when we praise about Shabari, when we praise about Arjuna, Krishna becomes more pleased because they are the pure devotees of the Lord. So similarly, the cow's milk is also devotees of the Lord, and Yashodamaya did the right thing by going and saving them and also using them in Krishna's service. That's what a pure devotee does, right? So that's why she went. And then Krishna became very angry. This is transcendental anger. And what happens? His lips are so red and teeth is so white. So when we devotees become anger or something, then we need to suppress that anger with the peace. The teeth is so white, the peace formula we have. Okay. Shabari is, the Lord Ram's pastime, where Shabari is an old lady who can't even have proper sight. So finally she's meditating on Lord Ram will come to her house one day, and then she'll start collecting these fruits, right? And she bite and see whether it's ripe or not, because she can't see. And then she keeps the sweet ones she keep for Lord Ram to come. And when finally Lord Ram arrives, what does she does? Yeah, the bare fruit. And then what she does, she gives the bitten one to Lord Ram. And Lakshman will be like, what is Shabari doing? And then Lord Ram is so happy to take it. It said, कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं. So Krishna tastes like patram pushpam phalam toyam. When we say Krishna accepted, Lord Ram accepted the bitten fruit of Shabari. So much devotion Mother Shabari had for Lord Ram. Okay, so that's the story. And here what happened? Krishna is so angry and started breaking the butter pot and started eating in a secluded place. So Krishna, this is his favorite pastime, to go to the gopis' house and take the butter. So all the gopis used to come to Yashodamaya and complain. Today what happened, your son and all the friends came to steal butter. So the Yashodamaya is like, why are you keeping butter pots on the floor? Can't you hang it somewhere so that Krishna can't reach? And then they started hanging it, like the butter pots. And then Krishna came with a stone, he breaks it, or he comes with his friends, Balram and Sridham and Arjun Sakha and Madhumangal and everyone, like a pyramid they makes, and Krishna on top takes the butter, breaks the butter pot, feeds the monkeys, and again the gopis goes and complains. So Yashodama is like, why are you lighting your house so much? That's why Krishna is able to see the pot. No, off all the lights. So they off all the lights. And then when Krishna comes, because Krishna is wearing some nice jewels, the sunlight reflects on the jewels, and the room is so illuminated where Krishna steals the butter. And then gopis say, you remove the jewels. Then he can't steal. So Yashodama removes all the jewels of Krishna, and still he goes. Still the room is so illuminating. Why? Because the effulgence is coming from Krishna's body. That's called the Brahmajyoti, right? So effulgence is coming, and with that effulgence, Krishna starts stealing the butter. It's just for the pastime purpose. Krishna is not hungry or anything, but then he likes to take it from his devotees. Yeah, Lakshmi Prasanna, can you read?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. In the meantime, Mother Yashoda returned to the churning place after setting the overflowing milk pan in order. She saw the broken pot in which the churn yogurt has been kept. Since she could not find her boy, she concluded that broken pot was his work. She smiled as she thought, the child is very clever. After breaking the pot, he has left this place, fearing punishment. After she sought all over, she found her son sitting on a big wooden grinding mortar, which was kept upside down. He was taking butter from a pot which was hanging from the ceiling on a swing, and he was feeding it to the monkeys.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here what's happening? Yes, so these monkeys were actually helping him when Lord came as Lord Ram in Treta Yuga to build the Sedu Bandhan. You remember with Hanuman, all these monkeys had come. So how many of you have gone to Vrindavan? Yeah, I think many. Now you can't raise. Anyway, so you'll see a lot of monkeys in Vrindavan. So they're all Vaishnavas. They're all helped Krishna in all these stealing of butter pastimes. And then he's feeding them. He's repaying them. In Treta Yuga, they helped to build a bridge. And now Krishna is repaying them. Yeah, they can near all these the temples. When you go to Vrindavan, they take your spectacles, they take your mobiles, they take whatnot, and then they go into the tree, onto the top of the tree, and from there they'll be looking at us. Now, what to do? So the devotees throw bananas or they throw fruities so that they get the things back. They're very mischievous there. But the monkeys in Vrindavan is also glorious because it's the Vrindavan Dham. So it's very glorious. So Krishna, Yashoda Maya was taking it as fun and she smiled as she thought, my son is so clever. So he was again stealing. And this big wooden grinding mortar, that's the thing on which Krishna used to climb and steal the butter. So now what happened? What to do? Because otherwise Krishna can't reach. So that's why Krishna, when he's punished for stealing butter, he's been tied to the wooden grinding mortar, because that also helped Krishna to get the do the stealing. So whatever, when the punishment is given, the punishment is also given to the wooden grinding mortar, because that was used in the theft. So that's why Mata Yashoda used to bind Krishna to that wooden grinding mortar. Yes, Aishi Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. She saw Krishna looking this way and that way in fear of her, because he was conscious of his naughty behavior. After seeing her son so engaged, she very silently approached him from behind. Krishna, however, saw her coming towards him with a stick in her hand, and he immediately got down from the grinding mortar and began to flee in fear. Mother Yashoda chased him to all corners, trying to capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was never approached even by the meditation of great yogis. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna is not caught by even the meditating yogis. The yogis used to sit for dhyana yoga. You have finished chapter 6 and all. So the Ashtanga yoga, they do all this yama, niyama, dharana, pratyahara, and pranayam and all that. But then still Krishna is not captured by them. Krishna is captured only by love. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. So Krishna says, Naham tishtani vaikunda yoginam hridayeshu va tatra nishtani narada yatra gayandi mat bhakta. I'm not in the heart of any yogis. I'm not in Vaikuntha also. Where am I? Tatra nishtani narada yatra gayandi mat bhakta. Wherever my devotees are talking about me or describing the pastimes, there Krishna is. So when Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or Krishna's pastimes are happening, Krishna is there. We're not able to see, we don't have that eyes to see the Lord, but then he is always there. He is there. So when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna is there, because Krishna is not different from his holy name. Kalikale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. So here what did she do? She, with a stick in her hand, you can see in this picture. Now, this is a picture, this so beautiful picture in ISKCON, where you can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He says, Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartade. Everything emanates from him. Aham adirhi devanam. All the Devi Devatas come from him. Aham bija pradapita. He is the seed-giving father. When he says all this, and then still in Vrindavan, he just runs, just fearing a stick. He is the one who killed Putana, Akasur, Bagasur, Kamsa, and so many big asuras. But then he is scared of a stick from the hand of his mother. So this is the cute pastime which we won't be able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because the Vraja Leela of Vrindavan is so sweet pastime which is happening. So Krishna is having the loving exchange between the mother. If Krishna showed that he is the Supreme Lord, then like Devaki Mata, instead of hugging Krishna, just started praising Krishna, doing pranams to Krishna. That Krishna don't want that to happen in Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, Krishna's pastimes are very sweet, and you can see with a stick, Mother Yashoda runs behind Krishna. So Krishna is getting scared, and you can see so much fear in his face. So this is all the cute pastime which is happening. And so nobody can capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only through love. Okay, so in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna took you to his office, and now he is taking you to his home in level 2, where you become understand more and more pastimes of the Lord. Okay, then yes, Mamta Mataji, then what happened?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
In
Krishna.
other words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is never caught by the yogis and speculators, was playing just like a little child for such a great devotee as Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, however, could not easily catch the fast-running child because of her thin waist and heavy body. Still, she tried to follow him as fast as possible. Her hair loosened and the flowers in her hair fell to the ground. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now what happened? Yashodamaya didn't have children for a long time, and so Krishna was born so late, and so hence she was little aged, and she was not able to run behind a small child. He was running here and there. Okay, but then what happened? She could not catch because it was the hair loosened and the flowers in her hair started falling on the ground, these jasmine flowers. Why? It is said that Krishna is the son of Yashodamaya, or the Supreme Personality Godhead. Yashodamaya already got him. Still, she's doing so much endeavor. She's trying so much, or doing devotional service to please Krishna. So the jasmine flowers on her head was thinking, we don't deserve to be on the head of Yashodamaya. We deserve to be on her lotus feet, because Tadera charane hoye bhakti janevas, janame janame hoye yehi abhilash. So it is said that we should be taking the dust from the lotus feet of a devotee. So that's why Uddhava also likes to be a grass in Vrindavan, so that the dust of the gopis can fall on his hair. So it is said that here the jasmine flowers like to take the dust of the lotus feet of Yashodamaya. Why? Because she's a pure devotee, and even after getting Krishna, she's still trying to please Krishna, right? So that's why the flowers fell to the ground. And then a great devotee like Yashodamaya is running behind Krishna, and Krishna will now turn back and see. Now let's see what's happening after that. Kushal, Batra,
Hare
can
Krishna,
you read,
Mataji.
please? Hare Krishna.
Although she was tired, she somehow reached her naughty child and captured him. When he was caught, Krishna was almost on the point of crying. He smeared his hands over his eyes, which were anointed with black eye cosmetics. The child saw his mother's face while she stood over him, and his eyes became relentless from fear. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So finally she caught him. How was it possible? She was tired. And also Krishna looked behind and saw his mother perspiring. She was sweating. She was breathing heavily, and she was tired. And when Krishna saw that, Krishna was pleased. Krishna stopped there. Otherwise, she can't get Krishna. It's not easy to get Krishna. It is said, Ata Shri Krishna namati na bhaved grahyam indriye sevan mukhe jihvato swayam eva spuratyata. It's not easy to understand Krishna. Ata Shri Krishna nama adi, nama rupa guna leela, name, form, qualities, and pastimes with our blunt senses. No. Na bhaved grahyam indriye. With blunt senses, we won't be able to understand Krishna. We should have the love, ointment of love, to understand Krishna. And seven mukhi jihvato. Once you start your tongue in devotional service, like chant Hare Krishna, take Krishna Prasad, swayam eva svuratyata. Krishna just reveals to you slowly, slowly. Now you'll complain, I didn't understand Bhagavad Gita, 18 days course, I didn't understand anything. It will take time, because Krishna has to reveal to him. Krishna is not a servant. No, we can't say, Krishna, come here, I want to know about you. No, he's not an order carrier. Prabhupada says that we need to please Krishna by our service. Like you joined a company, and it's a big company, and we are working in like a factory or something, but there is a boss who's sitting on the top floor of the company, and who's in an AC cabinet and all. we won't be able to see the boss because we are in the low grade worker. We are a low grade worker. But because we joined and we did so much hard work that so much profit was given to the company, the boss will naturally inquire, who's that new employee who joined? I want to meet him. Call him to my office. No, so then it's easy to meet the boss. Whereas the boss can himself come down and meet you. But then you meeting the boss is not possible at that time. So, but similarly, Prabhupada says, don't try to see Krishna, don't try to see God, work in such a way that God sees you. You know, the boss is inquiring, who's that employee? Similarly, Krishna will see when you start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, when you start reading Prabhupada's books, when you start hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, do devotional service, Krishna will see, who is this devotee? So much she's doing or he's doing, and then Krishna will come to you. So it is said that Krishna was caught by Yashoda Maya after her endeavor, seeing her endeavor or seeing her parishrama. Krishna's mercy went into it. And this is the same form which Kunti Maharani also praised Krishna. Krishna, you're crying and your tears are mixing with kajal and then coming. How did Mother Ganges originate? Does anyone know? How did Mother Ganga come?
Can I try, Mataji?
Ha.
From Krishna's legs.
When King Bali, in the context of King Bali and Vamana, when he put his food out for the world outside the material world, it touched the spiritual world, and portion of his nail touched the ocean, and Ganga flew out of it, and the flow of Ganga was so strong that it flew out of the nail of Lord Krishna. So Shiva said the entire cosmic manifestation will be filled with water. So you flow over from my head down. That's it.
Yes, so very nice, Mataji. And also it is said, as he said, yes, at Vamanadev, when he took the 3 steps, the first step, the sky, second step, the earth, third step on Bali Maharaj's head, the first step, he pierced all the material universe. And as Mataji said, the cosmic river, the Viraja river flew down. And also another thing is when the toe was going up, it reached Brahma's world, and Brahma was saying, who's this such shining toe? And then he understood the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He started doing Abhishek of the Lord's feet, and the Charanamrit flew down as Ganga. So when something that's flowing out of Krishna's feet is Ganges, definitely that's coming out. Krishna's mouth is also Ganges. That is Bhagavad Gita. Sakrit Gita Mridasthanam Samsara Nashanam Malanashanam. All the material problems will be solved just by taking bath in the Ganges that is flowing from the mouth of Krishna. Yaswayam Patmanapasya. So it is flowing from the mouth of the Lord. And also the tears that flowing out, you can see here, the one eye, it was flowing just like that, and the other eye, it was mixed with the ointment, the kajal, and it was coming as black. So it's like white is Ganges and black is Yamuna. So it's flowing like that. So the water coming from the toe of the Lord is Ganges. The song that is coming from Lotus mouth is Bhagavad Gita. So definitely the tears that's coming is also glorious. Okay. And then what happened after that? Atiti Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mother Yashoda could understand that Krishna was unnecessarily afraid, and for his benefit, she wanted to allay his fears. Being the topmost well-wisher of her child, Mother Yashoda thought, if the child is too fearful of me, I don't know what will happen to him. Mother Yashoda then threw away her stick. In order to punish him, she thought of binding his hands with some ropes. She did not know it, but it was actually impossible for her to bind the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mother Yashoda was thinking that Krishna was a tiny child. She did not know that the child had no limitation. There is no inside or outside of him, nor beginning or end. He is unlimited and all-pervading. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yes, so now what happened here is she started trying to bind Krishna. Okay, so here she threw the stick away because she don't want to scare him, and she don't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She don't want to know also. We love Krishna because we have less faith in Krishna and we think he is God. But for them, it is like they don't know that, don't want to know Krishna is Lord, but they have a lot of love and faith towards Krishna, right? And so she thought of binding him with the rope. But it was not possible. Krishna is unlimited. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Mananda Rupam. You know, when in 11th chapter, when Krishna showed the Vishwarup or universal form, he saw like thousands of hands and legs, and it's like thousands sun have risen. It's not easy to bind that Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So, but Krishna can become lighter than the lightest, heavier than the heaviest, larger than the largest. Anima, Mahima, Legima, Siddhi, all that is there in the Lord. But here, Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna. It's not easy to bind Krishna with our material endeavor. No. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, right? Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. He have all the 6 qualities in him. What are the 6 qualities of the Lord? Megan, unmute.
Wealth,
6
fame, knowledge,
wealth, all
fame,
all
fame,
all knowledge,
all knowledge,
all renunciation,
all beauty, all
full
renunciation.
wealth.
All you should always say all wealth, okay? Because Krishna is full in full, all the 6 Shadaishwarya, Aishwaryasya, Virasya, Yashasasya, Samagrasya, all that, okay? Jnana, Vairagya, everything is there in the Lord, full in full. So what can attract Krishna? Bhakti or love, right? So only with that can we bind. So whatever she do, she was not able to bind him because he's unlimited and there is no beginning or end. Even Arjuna, when he saw the Vishwarupa, he can't see from where it started, where it ended, and he was unlimited and all pervading. Okay, then what happened? Yes, Prema Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Indeed, he is himself the whole cosmic manifestation. Still, Mother Yashoda was thinking of Krishna as a child. Although he is beyond the reach of all senses, she endeavored to bind him to a wooden grinding mortar. But when she tried to bind him, she found that the rope she was using was short by 2 inches. She gathered more ropes from the house and added to it, but still she found the same shortage. In this way, she connected all the ropes available at home, but when the final knot was added, she saw that the rope was still 2 inches short. Mother Yashoda was smiling, but she was astonished. How was it happening?
So now what's happening here? She's tried to tie the Lord, and 2 inch was short. What are the 2 things? The short finger is our endeavor, that is our parishrama to get the Lord, and the bigger one is Krishna's mercy. If you endeavor, if we start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you start studying Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will see your endeavor. When you become serious, Krishna as Chaitya Guru in your heart, as Paramatma will come out as Guru. Okay, you'll get a spiritual master. And that's the endeavor you're putting. And Krishna's mercy is also required. We have to have his mercy, otherwise it's not easy. So how do you get his mercy? By pleasing him, by doing devotional service, by pleasing the spiritual master. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado yasya aprasada nagadi gudopi. Only if you please the spiritual master can we please Krishna. So here it is said that the 2 fingers inches were short. How much ever ropes Yashodamaya took, she was not able to bind Krishna. And Yashodamaya was smiling. She's like, how is it happening? So much rope she took. She took the rope of all the Vrindavan and Gokul and everyone. Still, it was still 2 fingers short. How much ever she tried, she could not bind Krishna. Okay, we finished this. Yeah, then what happened? Kadambari Shri Mataji, are you there? Archana Mataji, can you read?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, yeah.
1 second, Mataji.
Archana Mataji can read the next one.
Okay. In attempting to bind her son, she became tired. She was perspiring and the garland on her head fell down. The Lord Krishna appreciated the hard labor of his mother and being compassionate upon her, he agreed to be he agreed to be bound up by the ropes. Krishna, playing as a human child in the house of Mother Yashoda, was performing his own selected pastimes. Of course, no one can control the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The pure devotee surrendered himself onto the lotus feet of the Lord, who may either protect or vanquish the devotee. But for his part, the devotee never forgets his own position of surrender. Similarly, sorry Mataji, I can't see that.
Okay, no problem. Similarly, the Lord also feels transcendental pleasure by submitting himself to the protection of
devotee. This was exemplified by Krishna's surrender onto his mother, Yashoda. Hare
Thank
Krishna Mataji,
Hare
thank you.
Krishna. Okay, so here what happened? She thought of binding, but then it was not happening. And again, hard labor. She was so trying so hard that Lord became compassionate upon her. Like the Lord's mercy was there when he agreed to be bound up by the ropes. So when we try to endeavor and try to get Krishna, somehow we have that intense desire. Tatra laulyam apimulya kevalam kodi janma sugritana labhyate. Right? So that tatra laulya means that much desire you should have, intense desire to get Krishna. So Krishna will see your endeavor, he'll see your parishrama, how much you're trying. So like how he surrendered to Yashoda, Krishna also surrenders. So Krishna don't give bhakti to everyone. Pure devotional service is very rarely achieved. So durlabha. Why? Because Krishna then become bound by them. Okay, that's why Krishna becomes addicted to his devotees. So then what happened here? Finally, Krishna agreed. So the acharyas comment that alone trying to bind Krishna is not possible. When Yashodamaya took all the rows from all the gopis, that is association of devotees, she was able to bind him. And they said the last rope came from Barsana, Srimati Radharani's palace, where he could bind Krishna. She could bind Krishna. So the pure devotees will surrender to the Lord, and then Krishna takes care of them, and Krishna will become subordinate to them. So for a devotee, Krishna will take the position of a chariot driver, and he became Parthasarathi for Arjuna, right? And Krishna's Achyuta, he doesn't fall from his position. So Krishna can become even a driver for his devotees, and Krishna can become Yamaraj for non-devotees or for the demons or atheists. So being a devotee is always great because Krishna personally take care of them. So here it was a transcendental pleasure that was coming from Yashoda Maya, and Yashoda Maya enjoyed it, and all the gopis were laughing seeing this. But after getting bound, Krishna did something more mischievous. Yes, Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. After binding her son, Mother Yashoda engaged herself in household affairs. At that time, bound up to the wooden motor, Krishna could see a pair of trees before him, which were known as Arjuna trees. The great reservoir of pleasure, Lord Sri Krishna, thus thought to himself, Mother Yashoda, first of all, you left without feeding me sufficient milk, and therefore I broke the pot of yogurt and distributed the stock of butter in charity to the monkeys. Now she has bound me up to the wooden motor. So I shall do something more mischievous than before. And thus he thought of pulling down the two very tall Arjuna trees. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here what happened, Krishna started going and releasing the Yamalarjuna trees. I'll tell the history behind that. So there were two trees that is standing on Ananda Baba's courtyard called Yamalarjuna trees. So when somebody is bound up, we can't help others to get liberated. But Krishna has been eternally liberated. He can help others. We are Nitya Baddhas. We have been tied by the three ropes of material nature, Sattva, Rajas, Tamoguna. We are bound up by karma. We have a lot of difficulties, but we can't help others because we are already tied up. But somebody who's liberated can come and help us. That's the spiritual master or the Lord. So the Lord thought even if he's binded, he wanted to release the other two. So every pastime will have a specific reason why Krishna is doing. So this pastime is basically for releasing Kuvera and Manigriva. So we'll see they are the sons of Kuvera, and he started releasing them. So Krishna was angry, and also Krishna wanted to do more mischievous things than before, and he tried to pull down the two Yamalarjuna trees in the courtyard. So we'll see who these trees were and why they were cursed. Yes, Anshuman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Nice.
There is a history behind the pair of Arjuna trees. In their previous lives, the trees were born as the human sons of Kuvera, and their names were Nala Kuvera and Manigriva. Fortunately, they came within the vision of the Lord. In their previous lives, they were cursed by the great sage Narada in order to receive the highest benediction of seeing Lord Krishna. This benediction curse was bestowed upon them because of their forgetfulness due to intoxication.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
So
Mataji.
what happened is the two sons, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, okay, you can see here. So they were rich, very rich, because they are son of Kuvera. And then they went to Kailas and they were taking bath in that Sarovar with so many ladies. And then Narad Muni came. But they were intoxicated with so much of alcohol and all that they forgot they were kind of naked in front of great devotee like Narad Muni. But all the ladies, they covered themselves. But then they were still in intoxication that Narad Muni cursed them. What did he curse? To become trees. And so it is said that in Garuda Puran that somebody exhibits their body in the public or something like that, they become trees in the next life. Because the trees, they don't have a dress and they have these barks, they will shed them, no? So that's why they became the trees. But since they were cursed by Narad Muni, who's a pure devotee of the Lord, they got a benediction. I mean, the curse by a pure devotee is also good. So they got cursed to become trees in the courtyard of Nanda Baba in Vrindavan, which is more glorious. And he said that Krishna himself will deliver them. So Krishna went, the two trees were standing like this, and the motor went in between the two trees, and he uprooted the two trees so that they can get delivered. So Krishna went in between the two trees, and then when the mortar was tried, he uprooted them. Thus he delivered Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So they were happy and they regretted for what they did. And this is the real pastime which happened in Damodar Leela. So rest devotees can read the translation of Damodar Ashtaka. So in Kartik month is very special. All of you should learn this Damodar Ashtaka if possible, or else you can keep the YouTube where this Ashtaka is sung. This is like 8 verses describing the Lord Damodara, and you can light ghee lamp and offer Aarti to the Lord. So from tomorrow, it's Purnima. It starts, the Kartik month really start from 10th, but we do from Purnima to Purnima. So from tomorrow evening, if you're possible, please do the Damodar Ashtaka and then do the Aarti. Namamishwaram Sajjidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Prajamanam Yashodabhiyolokalatavamanam Paramrishtamatyantatotridakopya Rudandam Muhurnitra Yukmam Rajandam Karamboja Yukmena Sadanganitram Muhoshvasakam Patrirekakakanda Sthidagraiva Damodaram Bhaktipaddam Iti Driksvalila Kunde Swaghosham Nimanjandam Akyapayandam Tadiyeshidadnyesho Bhaktejidatvam Puna Prematastam Sada Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Vrineham Varishadapiha Itam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Ki Anya Idam Te Mukamboja Matyandanilair Vritam Kundalai Snikta Raktaisha Gopya Mosham Vidam Bimba Raktadaram Me Manasya Virastamalam Lakshalabhe Namo Deva Damodarananda Vishnu Prasida Prabodukka Jalapimagdam Kripa Drishti Vrishyadi Dinam Badano Grihane Shamamatyam Nedakshi Drishya Kuberatmajau Pattamutaiva Yatvat Tvayamojitau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tata Prema Bhakti Swakame Prayascha Namokshe Graho Misti Damodareha Namaste Sudhamne Spurati Dhamne Tadiyotarayadya Vishwasya Thamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiyatriyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tupyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's the Damodar Ashtaka. So we'll quickly go through the lyrics. I mean the translation. Yes, Lata Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose shark-shaped hearing are swinging to and fro, who's beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding motor to in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, where after him with greater speed to that Supreme Lord. I am not able to see
Please, Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances.
To
Thank you, Mataji.
Damodara, I offer my obeisances. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you.
Humble obeisances.
Yeah, Padmini Mataji, can you please read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, I'll read. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with the 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. This is, one second, Mataji, I am not able to see this. This is to this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love. I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, so he's not bound with the ropes, but by the ropes of pure love by his mother. Yes, Nandita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ishwari Mataji. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Amrita Mataji. Can you read?
Oh Lord, although you
Oh, there's a lot of disturbance from your side. Can you go to a quiet place? And I'll meet you next time. Okay, Maitreya Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh Lord, although you are able to give all kind of benediction, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest life, liberation of eternal life in Vaikunta, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 process of Bhakti. Oh Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this.
Haribol, thank you, Mataji. Yes. Yes, Amrita, can you unmute now?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Read.
Oh Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tingled with the red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
Continue, Mataji. Okay. Radha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. iPhone, who is this? Can you read? Hare Krishna, Mataji. Prabhu. Yeah, Anshuman. Prabhu, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Thank
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you. Yes, so that's how we saw about Damodar Ashtaka. Okay, and now we'll just 2 more slides. We'll finish with the glories of the Damodar month. So we need to offer a ghee lamp to Krishna and sing Damodar Ashtaka, meditating on the meaning. So it is said that when one offer a lamp during the month of Kartik, his sins in many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. By offering a lamp during the month of Kartik, one attains a pious result of 10 million times greater than the result obtained by bathing at Kurukshetra during a solar eclipse or by bathing in the river Narmada during a lunar eclipse. So how many members are there in your family? All can do it. If you have just one diya, just change the wick, take a lot of cotton balls or cotton threads and then dip it in ghee and then please do aarti to this form of the Lord Damodar. If you don't have a photo, you can take a printout or it can be on the phone and just do it. And you should meditate on this meaning that Krishna, please be bound in my heart. Please come to the Vrindavan consciousness of my heart or come to our home and then bless all of us in this month of Kartik. And it is said by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that in Kartik month, you should all get up early and try to bathe in the early morning in Brahma Muhurta and worship Lord Damodar, chant your holy name, and you can light the lamps, the ghee lamps, preferably ghee lamp, and place them in your altar in front of the Lord. And then you can also place in front of Tulsi and also just show Akashadipa after offering to the Lord. You can just show to the sky, keep outside the home. And during the month of Kartik, preferably try to eat vegetarian food or Bhagavad Prasad offered to the Lord, and then do a lot of Harinam, Sankirtan or chanting of the holy name. And the whole activities that is done is mainly to worship Sri Sri Radha Damodar. So definitely Krishna becomes more pleased. Any one round of Hare Krishna chant in Kartik month is like 100 times benefit. And if we are able to do that in the whole Kartik month for 1 month, if you do this by offering diya to the Lord. Some devotees even read the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita devotional service or 15th chapter. You can also chant or read Bhagavatam, different prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Gajendra Stuti. Whatever possible, do a lot of devotional service, hear a lot of Harikatha, and take the Ekadashis that's coming in the Kartik. It's very glorious. So many sins get destroyed, and we can advance in devotional service very soon.